Hi, I've been thinking a lot about the theme of this video, which is my second video. It's been crossing my mind, and I think is one of the main thoughts that crosses the mind of every or almost every victim of narcissistic abuse, which is revenge on the narcissist, making the narcissist pay for what he has done. And you hardly see it on YouTube, and you can see it on sites on the internet, but as people don't talk about it. And it's I still struggle with it. I have a lot of anger, and I think about revenge every day. Every day. Also, let me start by telling about my narcissistic abuse. And I had 3 people at least in my life that, now that I learned about narcissistic personality disorder, I can say that I've been involved with 3 narcissists, and that somehow narcissists confine me by my traits, and we seem to fit somehow. First, when I was 15, I met this girl. She was older. She had a boyfriend, but she started to, come after me. Send me letters. She found a way to get in touch with me, and so we communicated most, well, by letters, and she would come home here at my house. We would talk. I would go to her house, but I was a little bit afraid of her from the beginning, because I knew about her past. She was a very dangerous, I guess. I didn't know nothing. I knew nothing about personality disorders or anything like that. So I never had a relationship. It was just romantic letters, and all the feelings. It was like somehow it was that thing that they call romantic friendship or something. I can't remember now. It's only kind of platonic. And my family started to warn me about this girl, and I started to feel, suffocated by her. And I decided to stop it, the relationship. I woke up one morning, the morning I decided to break up with her, and maybe I woke up 4:30 in the morning and just went to the living room and started to think, wait until the morning came and till the afternoon came, where I would meet her and say, this can't continue, this has to end. And so I did, and she was mad. She left my home walking fast. She told me to get rid of her letters, burn the letters or something. And the thing is, years go by, and I meet a friend, another girl, and she started to try to seduce me again, but she was not as dangerous, and you know, uh, I didn't like her and stuff, and then, but well, the point is, we talked about this kind of seduction openly, and I told her that I was shy, I never had anything to do with any girl, and she told me, but you know, stuff, people say things about you, say that you're not, you've been in a relationship before. And I said, well, what are you talking about? She said, well, that girl there, which was the first one, she told the whole town that you had sex with her. And I was mad. I was like, how come she trashed me? And the thing is, she knew that I valued my privacy. And the first girl. And she knew that I valued, what you call innocence or purity or stuff like that. But then she destroyed my reputation. She told the whole town that I had a relationship with her, that I had sex with her. And I never wanted to have that kind of relationship. I always wanted to have a serious, you know, not sex. And I was so mad when I knew that. And even today, I know that people in town look at me and say, hey, look at that guy. He's the one who slept with that girl there. So you see the impact of when a narcissist destroys your reputation. And she attacked me in the in the thing that she knew that would make me, you know, that would cause me more pain, which is my reputation. And she attacked me in that area. I was mad, and of course I wanted revenge, but how can you do that? I couldn't do anything. Then comes the second narcissist in my life. She did everything that a narcissist does. First, she also was an older woman, and she started to, seduce me, or we seduced each other, but then she started to go, she gave all the first steps. And we talked mostly through Facebook. And it's interesting the similarities. It was another romantic relationship. When you have a relationship at a distance. So this relationship with the second narc girl was through Facebook, and Facebook is a very dangerous place for for people like me. People who are artistic, people who have a lot of sensitivity, who have feelings, sentimental people like me, and people, generous people, targets, perfect targets for narcissists. And you have people pleasing traits. I do. have people pleasing traits, nice guy traits. Uh, what else? Codependent traits. I don't think I am a full. I don't think I qualify exactly as a codependent, but I am very. I am an easy target, so that a narcissist can manipulate me to mold me into becoming a codependent. And well, she idealized, and then she started the devaluation phase. It was torture, pure torture. But I didn't notice that because of the poison and the mind control of the narcissist. And then came the discard phase. And then when I realized that that I was discarded and that I was devalued, and I had been devalued for a long time, so that created a lot of anger and a very strong desire for vengeance, for taking revenge. And I thought about everything. I thought about, you know, exposing her. I thought about writing a big letter to her and tell her all the horrible stuff that she did to me. But, I postponed that decision, and I didn't do it. When you start reading and you decide that it just feeds the narcissist, and it is no good. It was not good for me, at least. And the third narcissist in my life was a PhD doctor. I was, until recently, a PhD student in literature, and I had this horrible time with a professor, and he was also a narcissist. All the traits are there, and my stories are unbelievable. Narc 2, the girl, the second narcissist in my life, she was a former student of this PhD doctor who is also a narcissist. And it's interesting how narcissists, they respect each other, and they are able to mingle and somehow to become allies. And they like each other for some reason. I think that it has to do with power. Narcissists love power, and of course they want to be close to powerful people. So this PhD doctor pretty much destroyed my 4-year efforts, my thesis. He ruined my mental health. He made everything that psychopaths do, false accusations, lies, manipulation, gaslighting. And it was very hard. I was recovering from Narc 2 when this Narc 3, this PhD doctor, hit me hard, and finally I couldn't deal with it. I tried to do physical exercise, and I tried to distance my mind from the abuse. But I guess 4 months later I fell with depression. I couldn't let go of the anger, of the sadness of what happened. And I'm now on an escitalopram. I'm on an antidepressant. I see I see a psychologist and a psychiatrist, and I'm on therapy. Yeah, I need it. And so now revenge is one of the main thoughts that crosses my mind every day. And when I see movies, I listen to songs, I listen to music. I'm always, paying attention about this theme of revenge. And one of these days, I was watching, TV here in Brazil. Open TV, and that movie, The Specialist, was on air. I said, "Oh, that's a very old movie. I was a child when it came out, so I didn't want to. I felt it was a little silly movie now. Nowadays it looks silly. But then there's Sylvester Stallone and then the Sharon Stone's character. She was trying to take revenge on the guys who killed her family. And then there is a scene in which Stallone asks her, "Hey, do you think uh, killing these people are gonna change everything?" And I gotta remember this dialogue. It's very important. She says some things that I can't remember now. It's an interesting combination of words, maybe. Just a moment. You might even hear it in the background. There he goes. She approaches him in the bed, and he says, "Do you think killing those guys are gonna make everything alright?" And then Sharon Stone's character responds, "Something has to. Something has to make it alright. Something." And that clicked in my head. I said, "Oh, I like that. I'm thinking about that." And that's interesting because I watched in Portuguese here in Brazil. It was not in English, it was in Portuguese. And she says, instead of saying that which I told you, she says something like, "Killing those guys, uh, it's a good beginning." Or, "That is already something." Killing those guys, taking revenge is something already. And then he tells her, "Well, this hate is gonna eat you alive, and I know what I'm talking about." Anyway, this dialogue caught my attention. It made me think. I talk about these characters in the session with my psychologist and my therapist, and we discussed about it. We discussed my desire for revenge, and then at the end of the movie, Stallone character says, "How do you feel?" And she says, after she kills the guys that did her harm, she says, "I feel better. Feel better." I said, "Oh yeah." But what I'm trying to think about now is that I told this to my therapist. I said, "Well, if I think about revenge, there's one thing. This might make me feel better, yes. But what about other things? What about my life?" So I'm kind of you know my mind is kind of has I had I have two paths to go, and I can't decide. I said, well, if I think about revenge, keep thinking about it, and even do something against the narcissists that hurt me, well, I'm gonna lose my life. What about my life then? Because all your thinking goes to this negativity, and you waste You waste your time and effort in this. It's not easy. And at this time I could be using to rebuild myself, rebuild my life, my self-esteem, and everything, good things. And I told my therapist, and she said, well, that's it. You know, and you think about Sharon Stone's character in this movie. She had to become a horrible person in order to get her revenge. She had to do horrible things. She manipulate other people. She had to pretend she loved the guys. She had to sleep with the guys. Can I? And I started thinking, well, am I able to do that? Am I able to become a horrible person, to achieve revenge? And also, do I have stomach to have that in my conscience? I once dreamed that the narcissist girl was dead. And I felt bad in the dream that she was dead. So I started thinking, is that my nature? And I don't think so. I couldn't do it. But here's the thing, and then I remember what Confucius, I don't know how you pronounce it. Confucius says before embarking on a journey of revenge, uh, prepare 2 coffins. Make sure you prepare 2 graves, dig 2 graves, something like that. And I thought, maybe I used to think about that literally, but I don't think so. Now I can think different. He's not talking literally about, well, if I take revenge, I'm gonna kill the guys, and I'm probably gonna end up dead. It's not like that. He's talking maybe about, well, I'm gonna lose my life too. Because first I'm gonna lose myself pursuing this revenge. And if I do something to harm the narcissist, I'm gonna have to pay. You're doing something and you're gonna have to pay for destroying a creature that is not even worth the payment that I'm gonna have to pay. Is a narcissist worth it? Your life, my life? Years in prison or years facing justice in any way or another? Maybe not. Maybe not. So maybe I have to find a way to swallow this anger, swallow this revenge. I don't know what to do with this anger. You know, I really don't know yet. Maybe all victims of narcissistic abuse don't know what to do with this anger. Well, well, I was gonna say something now I forgot. Oh, I remember. So how come the narcissist be so vindictive? You know, you cannot take revenge on the narcissist. I can't take revenge on the narcissist. But how come the narcissist can take revenge on us so easily and so stealthily? And I thought about it. And I said, well, maybe it is easy for the narcs to take revenge on us for 2 reasons. One is that being uh, being uh, being vindictive is part of their way of living. They've been doing this since forever, since they were little, perhaps, and that's how they can survive. They found this way to survive being like that. So it's part of their nature. Maybe because of their brains also being different. It's easy. They have no remorse. Very easy. And the second reason is perhaps might be uh, the second reason I forgot again. Oh yes, it's because narcs don't have interior life. You think about it, you know. As victims of narcissistic abuse, we want to take revenge, but at the same time we cannot lose our lives. We have a life inside of us. We think about, I don't want to pay for the consequences of my actions against a narcissist. I don't want to be remorseful that I did something harm to another creature. You know, I have my life to take care of instead of thinking about revenge. And well, we have life. We have life. But the narcissist doesn't. The narcissist doesn't have a life. He's a void. He's a darkness inside. So, to him, being vindictive, well, he has nothing to lose. What he's going to feel if he causes us harm? Nothing. He has no life to think about. So that's why he's so vindictive. And why does he get away with murder? Why? Because he knows how to do it. Because he's been doing this all his life. He knows how to do it manipulatively. He knows how to do it stealthily. He knows how to abuse in a subtle way with gaslighting and other tactics, manipulation tactics. He knows how to make us abandon our radars, natural radars, and I'm talking about intuition. You know, when you feel that person is dangerous, the narcissist can somehow hijack us, can make us our radar, you know, stop, so that we keep going the relationship, and then when we realize that the narcissist is a predator, it's too late. So that's how the narcissist can be so vindictive and we can't. And that's what I had to say about this topic. And it is very important for victims of narcissists. I know it is for me. I'm always reading about vengeance, and I'm always reaching the conclusion that I can't do it, that I don't have stomach, I don't have the energy. Uh, it makes me feel powerless, and it makes me feel helpless. I suffer from learned helplessness. But maybe vengeance is not the way to go, because we are not how they call it, we are not dictators. Narcissists chose us because of a reason, because we are not dictators. They are the dictators. They are the ones who give us the rules, and we are the followers. We ended up being the followers. So that's it. I hope this might help you think about it. It might help me think about it more. I'm still not right about this vengeance thing. I struggle with it. I watch The Count of Monte Cristo. I like his story. I'm always thinking about it. You know, videos and music. In a way, art helps us like to take these feelings out, to see ourselves in that, and it kind of like takes a bit of the burden of this, all this feeling stuffed inside, you know, of the revenge, of anger. And I guess it's fantasizing about it. It's healthy too. not acting upon it. Psychologists say, I'm not the one who's saying it, but fantasizing is helpful. Thanks for watching. This was my second video, and I decided to do it because I've been thinking a lot about it, and hopefully in the future I'm gonna be talking more about narcissistic abuse and share my specific experiences. Thank you, and I see you soon.